Hello Galaxy Commanders and welcome to this video for Infinite Galaxy. Originally I wanted to make another video about events, but we do have Lost Star Cluster. I already made a few videos about Lost Star Cluster. Very important, we got the Triumph of Justice and it came in late. I already had my fleets out to gather resources, they came back, I have 0 points because this event wasn't there earlier today. So don't miss that if you want to get the dynamic cores. In the Loot of Justice we can get Rubia ID cards, which is pretty nice, Freeman and Hui, Xingfei, all pretty good cards this time, so don't miss them. But I want to talk today about fleet composition again. I know we already made a few videos, but I see that there's always additional questions and confusion coming up. So first of all, for all of you who didn't notice it or who didn't even look for it, we do have a weapon type for our flagships. Yes, this is missile. But we do now have total warship attack. This is not weapon type specific anymore. And this is for all of our flagships. In the past, the fleet effect was similar to the weapon type of the flagship. This is not the case anymore. So if you missed that, take note of this. You can now mix any kind of warship in your fleet and they will always get the total warship attack from the first skill of your flagship. So that's very important to note. Second thing is going more into the direction of warships. What warships should you use? What is the best? I'll link also a video that I made about this earlier, but let's go quickly in the details. Or no, let's say we make a summary. I don't want to go into the details too much anymore. Let's start with my favorite cruisers. If you run Prontous and Cyclops, you want to run cruisers. And cruisers, when you look at the skills, they give you a good damage output. Their armor and shield and HP are high, but compared to the leadership, not very high. All tests I was running in pirate fights and also in Lost Star Cluster showed that I get the most out of my cruiser fleets when I use offensive buffs, and that also works for weapon. Try to get the weapon buffs up there. When we talk about destroyers, I didn't see a big difference depending if I go more on defensive or more on offensive. They are very well balanced for these kind of buffs when we talk about Lost Star Cluster. I was not able to test frigates. I just don't have anything that fits frigates very well yet. Working on this, but based on all the numbers we have, frigates have the highest HP, armor and shield values per leadership. And also all input I got from other players that run frigate fleets, and there are lots that do this. Defensive is the way to go with frigates. So, very quickly summarized. Cruisers, offensive, destroyers, you can mix, you can go whichever way you want. Frigates go more on the defensive side. Which warship is the best? Just from the skills here, frigates are the best. They give you the most points per leadership. You have the highest shield, highest armor, highest HP per leadership. Destroyers have the highest damage per leadership, and cruisers. For me, cruisers are nice because I do have the Cyclops and there's my Prontous ranked up at the moment. That's the reason why my Prontous has no equipment. I'm leveling up my Atlas when I do pirates, so I run this together with the Cyclops. Will also be a very nice combination for PvP later. So what should you use? Use what fits your playstyle. You like to be fast, you go with frigates. Or you use destroyers together with, let's sort it by quality, together with Hades and the Elementus, you do get some really nice navigation speed buff. We did a lot of testing and everyone came out with the same result. Range is not working anymore. Range is broken. If you run two fleets, both with cruisers, one has a range buff for the Titan, for example, the other one doesn't because it runs the Cyclops. Both of them will have the same losses if you set them up similar, so like same tiers, same amount of leadership. Don't believe me? Try it. We tried it in a lot of tests. I already talked with Camel. Camel said, oh, range is working, it's a secret formula. It might work. Yes, you may shoot earlier or whatever, but the losses are the same. So this also is very sad for flagships that have range, because the skill is not really pushing it anymore. It was the most powerful skill in game earlier when you were able to stay behind. Now you can't stay behind anymore, and that is very, very sad. Maybe it will get fixed in a patch. I assume Camel will fix it. Probably they won't even tell us when they fix it. So whenever you notice that range is working as before again, give me an update, let me know in the comments, send me a message on Discord, so I can make a video about this and do a few tests for everyone. Okay, so that is the quick summary. If you choose your kind of warship, always make sure that you use the weapon type of the warship you have mostly. So as you can see, I have lasers in my setup with the Prometheus. Most of my warships are T9 destroyers. T9 destroyers are laser weapon, so therefore I use laser weapons in the Prometheus and Hercules. I still add a few cruisers and frigates. This just gives me in solo content much better results. I would recommend you to do the same thing. For my Cyclops and Brontes, or in this case Atlas fleet, I use around 20% frigates, the rest I use cruisers. These cruisers are kinetic type, so both of them are equipped with kinetic weapons. As said before, flagship buffs are now always all warship attack, so we don't need to look to match them anymore. The Titan has missile, the Cyclops is kinetic, but this doesn't matter anymore. Yes, these weapons will not buff anymore the damage from my flagship, but in all my fights, even with a strong flagship, I do most damage from the warships. So that's how I set it up. That's how it works best for me. And that's also what worked for the people I did all the tests and trials with. So I hope this helped you all. If you have other experience, please let me know in the comments, share your experience. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I did also start a second channel where I test a few new games from time to time. I will give it a link down in the comments and pin it there. Happy gaming, so same guy, just for some different games. And yeah, subscribe to the channels if you like it, and then I see you all on the next video again.